Business Today, 3rd of April 2024. Do covert military operations operate under the guise of an agricultural initiative? Opinions in the Maldives are alarmed by the presence of China. Contrary to the people's will, China is constructing military bases and debt-trapping BRI projects in the Maldives. After infiltrating Maldivian territorial waters several months ago, the Chinese research vessel mapped underwater terrain, according to confirmation from the opposition leader. The MDP, the principal opposition party in the Maldives, stated on Tuesday that a Chinese corporation that had been awarded a large-scale agriculture project on the island of Uthuru Thila Falhu would employ Chinese military personnel. The chairman of the Maldivian Democratic Party, MDP, Fayyaz Ismail, stated that this has significant geopolitical implications. They have no intention of planting trees. In front of you stands a formidable MNDF, Maldives National Defense Force, harbor. A large country far away is sending them in advance to perform military operations, Fayyaz was reportedly quoted as saying by the male-based news organization Uthuru. Fayyaz's assertions coincide with Maldivian President Mohamed Mutsu's announcement that no Indian personnel, not even those wearing civilian attire, will remain in the archipelago nation. Mutsu is determined to reduce the Indian presence in the Maldives. Since coming to power in November last year, Mutsu has rendered numerous decisions that oppose India, thereby expanding China's influence in the Indian Ocean region. Following Mutsu's initial voyage to China in January, the Chinese research vessel was granted permission to dock at Mail. At the time, there was concern that the vessel might chart the seabed of the Indian Ocean, a region of strategic importance in which India and China have been engaged in a struggle for influence. The opposition leader verified on Tuesday that the Chinese research vessel, which had entered Maldivian territorial waters several months prior, had been mapping underwater terrain. The MDP chairman censured the Mutsu administration for attempting to undermine the peace and stability of the Indian Ocean by luring the distant superpower China into the area. Brahma Jalani, an Indian geostrategic consultant, stated on January 24 that China is actively involved in collecting bathymetric and seismic data to support submarine operations in India's maritime vicinity and mapping the Indian Ocean bed. The Maldives, led by a pro-China president with an Islamist leaning, is increasingly playing a facilitative role in this effort. The state-owned Maldives Industrial Development Free Zone, MIDF, and China's harbor engineering company signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MO, on March 28. The MO aims to collaborate on a large-scale agricultural project following land reclamation in Uthuru Thila Falhu, an atoll located closest to India on the northern side. The MIDF and the Chinese enterprise will collaborate to establish an agricultural economic zone, AEZ, in the Maldives by the MO. The opposition leader, on the other hand, stated that China Harbor Engineering, a Chinese company, would not plant trees but rather perform military labor. The second largest land reclamation corporation in the world, China Harbor Engineering, constructed the Hambantota port in Sri Lanka. Beijing subsequently acquired the port when Colombo failed to repay its debts. Bangladesh blocked the Chinese company in January 2018 on suspicion that it attempted to bribe a senior government official. The company ceased operations there. According to Uthuru, China Harbor Engineering operates under the jurisdiction of a special commission directly subordinate to the State Council of the Chinese government. Multiple military initiatives have been awarded to the company by Beijing, which is said to have direct ties to the Chinese military. The American government allegedly initiated legal proceedings against the company in 2020 regarding its land reclamation endeavors aimed at establishing military islands in the South China Sea.